Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, so much going on this weekend. It's not even impossible to keep up with it all. I'm going to do a review of NXT Stand and Deliver. I'm still watching WrestleMania Night 1. I'm still watching Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. So far what's left is the Toshi Joy Pro show, the Joey Janela Spring Break 8, Supercard of Honor, WrestleMania Night 1, the Collective, GCW for the Culture, Effie's Big Gay Brunch 9, GCW versus TJPW, Joey Janela's Clusterfuck Forever, and then obviously WrestleMania 2, or WrestleMania Night 2, and if I can get to it, Rev Pros live in London 84. Yeah, just there's so much, and so it's like I'm kind of just getting through as I can. Monday's going to be a big day. There's going to be a lot of shows on Monday finished up, a lot of reviews up, and then the best of, hopefully the Collective at the end, and then kind of set up right before Monday Night Raw. And then Monday Night Raw will be the last one of the WrestleMania weekend. So a lot of wrestling left to go for me to watch. Obviously, most of it's already happened. But I'm staying off social media, so I don't know the results of anything. I actually somehow caught one of the results that I didn't want to see, but that is what it is. But most of it I've kind of not caught, so that's good. So NXT Stand and Deliver. First match, we had a countdown show buy-in. What are they calling theirs these days? Everybody calls it something different. Countdown to Stand and Deliver. We had Joe Gacy taking on the chairman, Shawn Spears. I like how Shawn Spears is in NXT, WWE. Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10. He goes to AEW, creates the Shawn Spears chairman. He comes back to WWE, exact same character. Okay, cool. Which is cool. I'm fine with that. I mean, I think it's kind of a neat character the way he portrays it. But going up against Joe Gacy, from the outset of this, I thought it was kind of predictable because you had Rich Holland come out and attack Joe Gacy with a chair as Joe Gacy's walking down the aisle. I'm like, okay, that kind of, to me, that kind of like, oh, Joe Gacy wins, which I thought Rich Holland retired. I thought Rich Holland, I don't understand what's going on. There's an angle or what was going on, but I'm pretty confident we get Rich Holland versus Joe Gacy soon. But the match with Shawn Spears, Joe Gacy was actually kind of on the defense a lot at the beginning because of that chair shot. Shawn Spears kind of got offensively into it. Gacy was able to make a comeback and get the victory there. I ended up giving it 3-star. Nice little kickoff pre-show match. And then the main show started. Whew, this is a hell of a card. This card overall may rank up where there were some of the better NXT takeovers from the back in the day. So first match, we had the NXT tag titles on the line. We had champion Baron Corbin, Bron Breakker, the Wolf Dogs, taking on Axiom and Nathan Frazer. Frazer and Axiom from the start was on the offense. They did dives. I mean, as they're not even in the ring yet, the Wolf Dogs, Axiom and Frazer dives on them. They're doing freaking Spanish flies, and I mean, Axiom did a Spanish fly. Frazer did a 450, and Bron still kicked out. You had Corbin. Corbin even got into it, got on the top rope, and did a splash off the top rope. Frazer was able to kick out from that, but you had just the high risk takers, Axiom and Frazer, the power of Corbin and Breakker. It was one of those matches where, styles make fights, and you just see the pieces of this kind of back and forth. Frazer and Axiom was going so high risk on it, and then at the end, Breakker speared Frazer so hard I thought he cut him in half, and then Corbin for the pin. So still, your NXT Tag Team Champions of the World, the Wolf Dogs. Bron Breakker, Baron Corbin, 4-star match. Great match. That just like pumped the crowd up, pumped me up watching it. Alright, next up we had the NXT North American title line in a triple threat match. Dijak versus Josh Briggs versus Femi. Femi, his, less than 7 matches, breakout star winner, NXT North American champion. Femi, powerful dude. Dijak did a kind of jump off the side of the ring. Maybe I think it might have been off the top rope. Femi caught him. And then used him as a battering ram into Briggs. Omi, So, Dijak is in the corner. Briggs is sitting on the top rope. Dijak goes to pick up Briggs. Femi walks over and picks them both up. And then does the drop on him. Briggs speared Femi through the barrier. This was one of the more wild moves. At one point you had Briggs getting the pin on Dijak. And no, it was Dijak getting the pin on Femi. And the ref was 1, 2. Before the ref could come, it was that close. Briggs pulls Femi out of the ring. Dijak was pissed. He was that close to winning. Dijak just unloaded on Briggs. Briggs does that spears Femi through the barrier at the timekeeper area, which everyone does nowadays. Which makes it kind of like everyone does it, so why are we doing it still? And then he goes in for the pin, and before he could, it was Femi almost no-sold it. It was like boom, boom. It was like boom, he's there. I'm like, holy crap, this dude is unstoppable. And then Femi pins Josh Briggs to retain his North American title. Holy hell, what a match! 4 1/4. 3 big, powerful hosses who have athletic ability going after it. Oh yeah, that was a match, all right. Damn, it was good. Yeah, I'm watching like this match is damn good, which I know how good Briggs and Dijak are. Femi, I'm still learning about him, but it's like, hey, you can hang with him. All right, next we had a 6-woman tag match, kind of the whole thing with Chase U and Fallon Henley standing up for Thea Hale and Kelly Jordan with her, and then Jayne kind of turning on Chase U and going with Izzi Dane and Kiana James and Jazmyn next with ringside. Kind of a 6-woman cluster tag match that didn't need to be over on a premium live event, but here we are. It was an okay match. Nothing spectacular happened, but you end up having the Chase University team get the victory. Fallon Henley, Kelly Jordan, Thea Hale. I give it 3 1/4. Wasn't too bad of a match. And then typically, like you see in big shows like this, they pay into the crowd. Who's sitting there but former New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Champion Julia. So it does look like that she will be going to WWE NXT, which is kind of cool. They had just announced before that NXT North America Women's title. So we're going to have North American Women's title, North American Men's title in NXT, which is, I like. You have another title for the women to go after. I definitely like that. It was ironic they announced it after these 6 wrestled, and then when they showed Julie in the crowd. So I'm like, kind of tie all that together. My guess is going to be a tournament for the championship, which is kind of cool. I do like that when they add titles, like especially women's titles, because there's not a lot of those out there. And then next up, we had the NXT Women's title line. We had champion Lyra Valkyria taking on Roxanne Perez. Perez kept going after Valkyria's left shoulder because she had that tape on it. These two actually, they have pretty good chemistry in the ring, I thought. Multiple suplexes. One thing that I noticed, and until somebody pointed it out to me, I got one of the Pulse guys, J-Man with the Pulse, him and I talk a lot about wrestling, and he's brought this up in the past, is when they use their finisher too much. And it's at that point becomes another move. The finishers need to be special. I'm like, yeah, we've had that conversation for years. And every once in a while you notice it. And like this, like here, I didn't notice it a lot in this match. Roxanne Perez hit the pop rocks a couple times, like 3 times. She hit it like it kicked off. I'm like, holy crap. It's like you just hit your finisher and 2. I mean, it's like how many times you gotta hit your finisher? It's like that's why it should be called the finisher. You have all these other great moves, and then your finisher ends it all. If you think back in the day, Shawn, how many super kicks did he get? He teased it a ton in the match. Once he hit the super kick, 99% of the time, kick out. How many times did Taker do the tombstone and people kicked out? Shawn kicked out of it once. I think that's all ever kicked out of that. So, okay, you know what? She'll hit it again. It'll be over. They're fighting in the corner, and they're literally just slapping the holy shit out of one another. It was craziness. They're doing suplexes all over the place. Tatum Paxley came out, and we know she's kind of been that frenemy of Lyra Valkyria, and she got involved a little bit. Lyra was kind of tied up in the ropes a little bit, and Roxanne Perez was going to do like a stomp on her shoulder. Tatum actually helped her kind of get out of that a little bit, but you can see Lyra Valkyria didn't want Tatum out there, and they were kind of exchanging words, and Roxanne ended up pushing Valkyria into Tatum, and that was kind of the beginning of the end. She pushed her into it, kind of got her woozy. They hit head to head, and then Roxanne threw Valkyria into the post, and back in the ring, pop rocks into a crossface submission victory for Roxanne Perez, 2-time NXT Women's Champion. I give it 3 3/4. I thought it was a damn good match. I enjoyed it completely. And then our sub-main event, which was kind of weird, but the sub-main event was the NXT title on the line, which with the main event being Triple H versus Carmelo, that feud, it kind of makes sense putting this match sub-main. But when it was announced that was going to be main event, this was not going to be main event. First thing I thought was there's no way in heck we're changing titles. On the world title, the main title of a company like this, you typically only change it in the main event. If it's not main event, it ain't changing. And that was the case here. Ilja Dragunov, NXT champion, taking on Tony D'Angelo with Rizzo, Lorenzo, Rizzo, his girl, and Luca, Crusifino, all at ringside. You're like, okay, the family versus Eli. Overall, great match. Oh my goodness. Hard hitting. I don't think they had a lot of chemistry. There was one point where Ilja went to hit Tony, who was on the outside, and went to kind of chop him, and Tony moves, and because he has broken fingers on his hand, he has his hand sore. It was like thud. Even when the announcers were like, I think he just broke his hand because it looked like it hurt. Tony D'Angelo, to me, isn't a main event guy yet. Ilja did the whole kiss of death thing, kissed him on one cheek, kissed him on the other cheek. The look on Tony D'Angelo's face was like, it was priceless. It was like, the kiss of death. And he went at, kind of that switch flipped, and he went after him and started beating him down. Other than that, I mean, there was no real just that. There was a table spot outside where Ilja did the H-bomb on the floor. Then he did the H-bomb on the announce table. And then he did a super H-bomb. Again, that's his finisher, the H-bomb. He did 3 of them. 2 on the outside. Did the super H-bomb from the top rope. And that's what led to him getting the pinfall victory. I ended up giving it a 4-star. I thought it was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. Again, it's not to the level of some of the Owens-Zayn stuff or some of the NXT titles of the TakeOver era. But for this era, this is probably one of the better better title matches. And then our main event, Trick Williams whooped that trick going up against Carmelo Hayes. He is him. I've been following Carmelo Hayes since the days of him wrestling in pro wrestling. Oh goodness, what was the name of that company? Let me go look. There's so many in my head, it's hard to keep everything straight. it's not coming up right now. That's weird. I know he was part of Northeast Wrestling for a while. He was part of another promotion over there that I've watched quite a bit. And so I even knew when he came into NXT that he was going to be something special. Matter of fact, I did a video on that NXT class. And I even said then he's going to be special. So this match, I didn't like it. Honestly, I mean, I gave it 3.5 stars at the end. But it was more of a wannabe fight. They should have made a street fight out of it, to be honest with you. Everybody was doing Philadelphia street fights in Philadelphia. There was a chair in the ring. Trek went to get it to hit Carmelo with it. The ref grabs it. Carmelo blows him. That was kind of the big spot. I mean, other than that, it was just a fight, just a brawl kind of thing, a brawl without weapons kind of. And the crowd was behind Trick obviously, Carmelo kind of, when he turned heel on Trick, it's like, kind of took something away from Carmelo. I think he should be kind of like the face of the company. But at the end of the day, Trick Williams ended up getting the victory there. Like I said, I gave it 3.5. For a blow-off of, hey, we've been together, best friends, this is the end of it all. It didn't do a lot for me. I gave it 3.5. They could have done more with it. But that's just, my opinion. But that is NXT Stand and Deliver. Stay tuned to our sports show for the rest of WrestleMania weekend. And along with WrestleMania 1 and 2, Night 1 and Night 2, I'll get those reviews up as soon as I finish them up. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a terrific day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.